If you've tried generating AI voiceovers with ElevenLabs and something sounded slightly robotic, you're not alone. Many creators generate their first voice sample and immediately notice that something feels slightly off. The pacing might sound unnatural, the tone might feel too flat, or the voice might seem inconsistent from sentence to sentence. In most cases, the issue is not the voice itself. The issue is how the voice settings are configured. In this video, I'm going to walk through the most important ElevenLabs settings and explain how to configure them so your AI narration sounds more natural for YouTube videos. Let's start with the stability setting. Stability controls how consistent the generated voice sounds across sentences. When stability is set very high, the voice becomes extremely consistent. Each sentence will sound very similar in tone and pacing. This can sometimes be useful for formal narration. However, very high stability can also make the voice sound flat or robotic. Now let's look at the opposite case. When stability is set very low, the voice becomes more expressive. The tone may vary more between sentences, which can make the voice sound more natural. However, extremely low stability can also introduce unpredictable variations. Some sentences may sound great, while others may feel unstable or uneven. For most YouTube narration, a mid-range stability setting tends to produce the best results. This keeps the voice consistent while still allowing a bit of natural variation. Next, we should look at clarity and similarity. These settings control how clearly the generated voice matches the original voice profile. Higher clarity usually produces stronger pronunciation and sharper articulation. For tutorial content, this is important because viewers need to understand each step clearly. Lower clarity values can soften the voice slightly, but they may also reduce pronunciation accuracy. For most educational content and tutorials, higher clarity generally works better. Another factor that many creators overlook is pacing. AI voices often speak slightly faster than natural speech. If narration moves too quickly, viewers may have trouble following instructions. One way to improve pacing is to adjust the script itself. Adding punctuation, such as commas and periods, creates natural pauses in the generated voice. Breaking longer sentences into shorter sentences can also make the narration sound more conversational. If a sentence feels too long when you read it out loud, splitting it into 2 sentences usually improves the final result. Now let's talk about choosing the right voice. Inside the ElevenLabs voice library, you will see several different voice options. Some voices are designed for storytelling or emotional delivery. Others are designed for neutral narration. For tutorial-style videos, neutral voices usually perform better. They're easier to listen to for longer periods of time, and they keep the focus on the information rather than the voice itself. When selecting a voice, generate several short previews. Listen carefully to how the voice handles multiple sentences. Sometimes a voice sounds good for one sentence, but becomes tiring after several minutes. Testing a few options helps you find the best fit. Now let's look at a few common mistakes people make when generating AI voice. One mistake is pushing the stability setting too high. When stability is near the maximum value, the voice often becomes overly consistent and loses the natural variation that makes speech sound human. Another mistake is leaving the script unchanged after generating it with AI. Long sentences and missing punctuation can cause the voice to rush through sections. Breaking longer sentences into shorter lines and adding commas usually produces a much more natural result. A third mistake is exporting the audio immediately without listening through the entire file. Small pronunciation issues can occur, and catching them early saves time later when editing the video. Now let's look at a simple starting configuration that works well for many YouTube tutorials. Set stability somewhere around the middle range so the voice remains consistent but not completely flat. Keep clarity relatively high so pronunciation stays sharp and easy to understand. Choose a neutral voice rather than an expressive storytelling voice, and structure your script with shorter sentences and natural pauses. This combination usually produces narration that sounds clear and professional. Once the voice settings and script are ready, generate the full audio and listen through it carefully. Do not skim through the file. Listen for any words that sound mispronounced or any pacing that feels unnatural. If something sounds wrong, adjust the script slightly and regenerate that section. Once the voiceover sounds clear and natural, download the audio file and import it into your video editor. From there, you can add visuals, captions, and supporting footage to complete the video. When configured correctly, ElevenLabs becomes a powerful tool for creating YouTube narration without recording your own voice. If you want to try ElevenLabs yourself, the link is in the description below. I also included a free AI money filter that helps evaluate automation ideas before spending time building them. Use tools like these to simplify production so you can focus on publishing consistently.